The enigmatic world of skinwalkers, unveiling the mysteries of shape-shifting legend. Deep within the shadowy canyons and arid deserts of the American Southwest lies a legend that has both fascinated and terrified generations. The Skinwalker. Rooted in Navajo folklore, these mysterious beings are said to possess the uncanny ability to transform into animals and even control the minds of humans. The very mention of skinwalkers evokes a blend of fear, intrigue, and respect among those familiar with the tales. But what are these creatures? How did such a legend come to be? And what secrets does it hold? This exploration delves into the depths of the skinwalker mythos, unraveling the threads of history, culture, and superstition that weave together this captivating narrative. From the chilling accounts of encounters in the dead of night, to the symbolic significance of transformation in Native American spirituality, we will journey through the multifaceted dimensions of one of the most enigmatic legends of our time. Origins of the legend. The concept of the skinwalker, or Yi-Nald-Lushi in Navajo language, translates to "by means of it, he goes on all fours." This term hints at the creature's ability to shift into animal form, a power that is both revered and feared. The Navajo people have a rich tapestry of stories and traditions, and the skinwalker occupies a dark corner of this cultural fabric. Traditionally, skinwalkers are believed to be malevolent witches or sorcerers who have perverted the sacred Navajo practices for personal gain or revenge. Unlike the positive spiritual leaders known as medicine men or healers, skinwalkers are thought to harness their powers to harm others. This stark contrast underscores a fundamental belief in the duality of magic, its capacity for both healing and destruction. The art of transformation. Central to the skinwalker legend is the ability to transform into animals. Commonly, these creatures take on the forms of wolves, coyotes, foxes, cougars, and bears, animals that hold significant symbolic meaning in Navajo culture. The act of transformation is not merely physical, but also spiritual. By donning the skins of these animals, skinwalkers are believed to assume their strengths, senses, and instincts. The practice of wearing animal skins is deeply rooted in Native American traditions, often associated with rituals and ceremonies aimed at connecting with nature and the spirit world. However, for skinwalkers, this act is corrupted, serving as a means to amplify their dark powers. Some skinwalkers go a step further by wearing animal skulls or antlers, which are thought to enhance their abilities and invoke fear. Possession and control. Skinwalkers are not limited to shape-shifting. They are also said to possess the chilling ability to control human minds. By locking eyes with their victims, they establish a psychic connection that allows them to manipulate thoughts and actions. This form of possession strips individuals of their autonomy, forcing them to act against their will and perform deeds they would never consider under normal circumstances. This aspect of the legend taps into a primal fear of losing control and the invasion of one's mind. It raises questions about free will, vulnerability, and the unseen forces that might influence human behavior. In many stories, victims of skinwalker possession are unaware of their actions, leading to confusion and despair when they regain consciousness. The eyes as windows. One of the most haunting features of skinwalkers is their eyes. Observers claim that even when a skinwalker has transformed into an animal, its eyes remain unmistakably human. This incongruity serves as a telltale sign, alerting those who dare to look closely that something is amiss. The eyes may glow red in the darkness, piercing through the veil of night and instilling terror in those who witness them. Conversely, when skinwalkers return to their human form, their eyes take on an animalistic quality. They may exhibit unnatural colors, reflect light in odd ways, or possess a predatory gaze that unsettles those around them. This blurring of lines between human and animal further emphasizes the skinwalker's departure from natural order and societal norms. Cultural significance and taboo. Within Navajo culture, discussing skinwalkers is often considered taboo. The fear is that speaking of them might attract their attention or bring misfortune. This silence adds to the mystery and allure of the legend, leaving many details shrouded in secrecy. Elders and traditionalists may refuse to share stories with outsiders, believing that the knowledge should remain within the community. This cultural reservation highlights the importance of respecting indigenous beliefs and practices. The Skinwalker legend is not merely a tale of horror, but a reflection of complex spiritual and moral codes. It serves as a cautionary story about the consequences of misusing power and the dangers of straying from communal values, encounters, and anecdotes. Over the years, numerous accounts of skinwalker encounters have emerged, ranging from first-hand experiences to second-hand stories passed down through generations. While skeptics may dismiss these tales as mere folklore or psychological phenomena, those who claim to have witnessed skinwalkers are often profoundly affected by their experiences. One such story involves a family traveling through the desolate stretches of the Navajo Nation. As night fell, they noticed a large, dark figure running alongside their car, keeping pace despite their increasing speed. When they finally mustered the courage to look directly at it, they saw the form of a massive wolf with eerily human eyes glaring back at them. Terrified, they sped away, but the encounter left an indelible mark on their psyche. Another account tells of a lone camper who awoke to strange noises outside his tent. Peering out, he saw a coyote standing upright on its hind legs, staring directly at him with glowing red eyes. Paralyzed with fear, he watched as the creature slowly transformed into a humanoid figure, before disappearing into the night. These stories, whether rooted in reality or amplified by fear, contribute to the enduring legacy of the Skinwalker legend. They serve as modern-day parables about the unknown and the boundaries between the natural and supernatural worlds, symbolism and interpretation. From a symbolic standpoint, the Skinwalker embodies themes of transformation, duality, and the corrupting influence of power. The ability to shift between human and animal forms represents a fluidity of identity and a departure from fixed societal roles. It challenges the notion of a singular self, suggesting that beneath the surface lies a multitude of potentials, both light and dark. The act of possession further explores the vulnerability of the human psyche. It poses questions about the nature of consciousness and the extent to which individuals can control their own minds. In a broader sense, it reflects fears of manipulation, coercion, and the loss of autonomy that are prevalent in various cultural narratives. Moreover, the Skinwalker can be seen as a manifestation of internal conflicts and the shadow self. In psychological terms, it symbolizes the parts of ourselves that we suppress or deny, the primal instincts, aggressive impulses, and forbidden desires. Confronting the Skinwalker, therefore, becomes a metaphor for confronting one's inner demons. The Skinwalker in popular culture. In recent years, the Skinwalker legend has transcended its cultural origins to enter mainstream consciousness. Books, movies, and television shows have drawn inspiration from the myth, introducing wider audiences to its eerie allure. While this increased visibility has sparked interest, it has also raised concerns about cultural appropriation and misrepresentation. Works like the horror film Skinwalkers and episodes of popular series such as The X-Files and Supernatural have incorporated elements of the legend, often focusing on the horror aspects while neglecting the cultural context. Critics argue that this can perpetuate stereotypes and undermine the significance of the legend within Navajo tradition. It's essential to approach such stories with sensitivity and respect, acknowledging their roots and the meanings they hold for the communities from which they originate. By doing so, we can appreciate the rich tapestry of narratives that contribute to our understanding of the world and the human experience. Protective measures and beliefs. In the face of such a formidable legend, the Navajo people have developed various protective measures and rituals to ward off skinwalkers. These practices often involve ceremonies led by medicine men who use chants, herbs, and symbolic objects to create spiritual barriers. The use of corn pollen, sage, and other sacred plants is common in these rituals, aimed at cleansing negative energies and restoring harmony. Talismans and protective symbols may also be employed. For example, the Navajo may use the protection circle, a sacred space created during rituals to safeguard participants from malevolent forces. Such practices underscore the importance of community and spiritual resilience in confronting fears and adversities. Modern interpretations and skepticism. As with many legends, the Skinwalker myth has its share of skeptics who attribute sightings and experiences to natural phenomena, psychological factors, or misinterpretations. Explanations range from nocturnal animals behaving unusually to the power of suggestion influencing perceptions. Psychologists might argue that the fear of skinwalkers taps into universal
Anxieties about the unknown and the boundaries of reality. In stressful or ambiguous situations, the mind can create or exaggerate threats, leading to experiences that feel profoundly real to those involved. However, dismissing the legend solely on these grounds overlooks its cultural and spiritual significance. Whether or not skinwalkers exist in a literal sense, the impact of the stories on individuals and communities is undeniable. They serve as a conduit for expressing collective fears, values, and the complexities of human nature. The intersection of myth and reality. The enduring fascination with skinwalkers highlights the blurred lines between myth and reality. Legends like these persist because they resonate on multiple levels, emotionally, culturally, and psychologically. They provide a framework for exploring themes that are difficult to address directly, such as death, evil, and the limits of human understanding. In many ways, the Skinwalker serves as a mirror reflecting societal concerns and individual struggles. It challenges us to consider the depths of our fears and the extent to which we are willing to confront the unknown. Whether regarded as a literal threat or a symbolic figure, the Skinwalker compels us to question the nature of reality and the mysteries that lie beyond our comprehension. The legend of the Skinwalker is a multifaceted narrative that weaves together elements of horror, spirituality, and cultural identity. It embodies the tension between tradition and modernity, the sacred and the profane, the human and the animal. As we have journeyed through the various dimensions of this enigmatic tale, we are reminded of the power of stories to shape our perceptions and beliefs. In the vast expanses of the American Southwest, where the stars shine brightly against the night sky and the silence of the desert is punctuated by the whispers of the wind, the skinwalker remains a potent symbol. It is a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown and the depths of human imagination. Whether you view the skinwalker as a literal creature lurking in the shadows or as a metaphor for the darker aspects of existence, its legend continues to captivate and unsettle. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to question what we accept as reality, and to acknowledge that some mysteries may never be fully understood. As you walk under the moonlit sky, perhaps you'll feel a shiver run down your spine, a subtle reminder of the tales that have been passed down through generations. And maybe, just maybe, you'll catch a glimpse of a figure in the distance, its eyes glowing with an unnatural light, watching and waiting in the silence of the night. The Shadowed Coven of Skinwalkers, a deep dive into their dark rituals and sinister practices. Skinwalkers, entities steeped in fear and folklore, are more than just their terrifying transformations. These shapeshifters are enveloped in a shroud of mystery and malevolence, believed to congregate in secluded, often foreboding locations to conduct their dark ceremonies. These gatherings are not mere meetings, but elaborate ritualistic events that underscore the sinister nature of skinwalkers. Typically, these clandestine assemblies take place in dark caves, dense forests, or other remote spots where the veil between the natural and the supernatural is thinnest. The choice of these secluded locations serves multiple purposes. It ensures secrecy, provides natural barriers against intruders, and aligns with the skinwalker's affinity for darkness and isolation. Initiation of new members. One of the most critical aspects of these gatherings is the initiation of new members into the Skinwalker Coven. This process is both harrowing and transformative, marking the individual's passage from the mundane world into the realm of dark magic and malevolence. Prospective members undergo rigorous tests of loyalty, courage, and resilience. These tests often involve enduring physical trials, enduring psychological torment, and demonstrating a willingness to forsake their humanity for the power that comes with being a skinwalker. The initiation rites are steeped in symbolism, with each act representing a deeper commitment to the coven's dark purposes. Devising plans to spread harm. Once new members are initiated, the coven turns its attention to devising plans aimed at spreading harm and chaos. These plans are meticulously crafted, often involving a combination of dark magic, strategic manipulation, and physical acts of terror. The Skinwalker's objectives can vary widely, from seeking revenge against perceived enemies to pursuing broader goals of domination and destruction. The strategies employed are as varied as they are sinister, ranging from curses and hexes intended to bring misfortune to individuals or communities, to more direct forms of aggression, such as orchestrating accidents or orchestrating conflicts. Dark magical practices. Central to the Skinwalker ceremonies are their dark magical practices. These rituals are a perversion of traditional tribal activities, twisted by malevolent intentions. While they may outwardly resemble communal events like dancing, feasting, and sand painting, each activity is imbued with dark significance. The dances performed are not expressions of joy, but intricate displays of power and control, with movements designed to invoke spirits or channel dark energies. Feasting, rather than being a time of communal bonding, becomes a grisly affair where the consumption of blood or other forbidden substances is symbolic of the skinwalker's embrace of their dark nature. Sand painting, a practice borrowed from indigenous traditions, is corrupted to serve as a medium for casting spells or binding dark forces to the will of the coven. Corruption of traditional practices. The corruption of traditional tribal activities by skinwalkers serves as a stark contrast to the sacred and life-affirming rituals of indigenous cultures. This perversion is not just a misuse of practices, but a fundamental transformation of their essence. Where traditional dances celebrate life and community, skinwalker dances are performed to summon dark spirits or to manipulate natural forces for nefarious purposes. Feasts, which in indigenous cultures are occasions of gratitude and sharing, become macabre gatherings where the skinwalkers consume the flesh of the dead or perform cannibalistic acts as a means of absorbing their victims' strength and vitality. Sand paintings, once used for healing and storytelling, become intricate diagrams of curses and dark enchantments, each grain of sand meticulously placed to weave a web of malevolent magic. Heinous acts and taboo practices. Skinwalkers are rumored to engage in a range of heinous acts that further cement their reputation as malevolent beings. Among these are necrophilia, the disturbing practice of engaging in sexual activities with corpses, which is believed to be a way for skinwalkers to harness the life force of the dead. Cannibalism is another abhorrent practice, not merely for sustenance, but as a ritualistic act that symbolizes the consumption of an individual's essence and power. Incest, shrouded in taboo and secrecy, is thought to create unbreakable bonds within the coven, ensuring loyalty and the preservation of dark secrets. Grave robbery is also a common activity, with skinwalkers disturbing burial sites to desecrate the dead, steal their bones for magical purposes, or to create grim totems that enhance their supernatural abilities. Appearance during ceremonies. During these dark ceremonies, skinwalkers often present themselves in a manner that is both primal and ritualistic. They roam the gathering grounds naked, symbolizing a return to their most basic and animalistic state, unencumbered by societal norms or constraints. This nudity is juxtaposed with the adornment of beaded jewelry and ceremonial body paint, which serve as both protective talismans and symbols of their rank within the coven. The beaded jeweler, often crafted from bones or other dark materials, is believed to hold magical properties that enhance their powers or serve as conduits for dark energies. The body paint, intricate and symbolic, often depicts sigils, runes, or other markings that are integral to the rituals being performed, each pattern holding specific meanings and purposes within the ceremony. The eldest leader, a figure of fear and power. At the helm of these sinister gatherings stands the leader of the Skinwalker Coven, typically an elderly man of formidable presence. This leader is often regarded as a powerful and ancient skinwalker, possessing knowledge and abilities that surpass those of his younger counterparts. His age and experience command respect and fear, as it is believed that he has honed his dark arts over decades, if not centuries. The leader's authority is unquestioned within the coven, and his word is law. His presence during ceremonies is both reassuring and terrifying, as his mastery of dark magic ensures the success of their rituals and the perpetuation of their malevolent agendas. Tales of his exploits are whispered among those who dare to speak of him, painting a picture of a being who has transcended the limitations of mortality through his dark practices. For those unfortunate enough to encounter skinwalkers, there are several telltale signs that one might witness their presence.
These signs act as both warnings and clues to the nature of these elusive and dangerous beings. Individuals who have come into contact with skinwalkers often describe an overwhelming sense of dread, an inexplicable chill that permeates the air, and an uncanny feeling of being watched. Physical manifestations can include sudden changes in the environment, such as trees bending unnaturally, shadows moving against the light, or unnatural silences that blanket the area. Audible signs might involve whispers carried by the wind, eerie chants echoing from the darkness, or the unsettling sounds of ritualistic drumming and chanting that seem to emanate from nowhere. Environmental indicators. The natural environment often bears the marks of skinwalker activity. Vegetation may appear scorched or withered, as if touched by an unseen malevolent force. Unexplained animal deaths or mutilations are common, with predators behaving erratically or prey animals disappearing without a trace. The ground in areas frequented by skinwalkers might be marked by strange symbols or remnants of their rituals, such as disturbed earth, scattered bones, or patches of sand arranged in unnatural patterns. Bodies of water near their gathering sites might exhibit unusual properties, such as stillness in normally turbulent streams, or the presence of dark, swirling currents that seem to resist the natural flow. Personal encounters and testimonies. Personal accounts from those who have encountered skinwalkers add a layer of chilling realism to their legend. Survivors often recount experiences that defy logical explanation, such as sudden disappearances, unexplained injuries, or the feeling of an invisible presence lurking nearby. Some describe encounters with individuals who exhibit an unnatural knowledge of their deepest fears and secrets, as if the skinwalkers can peer directly into their souls. These testimonies, while varied, share common threads of fear, confusion, and a profound sense of violation, further cementing the skinwalkers' reputation as beings of pure malevolence. Psychological impact on communities. The mere belief in the existence of skinwalkers can have a profound psychological impact on communities. Fear and suspicion can breed mistrust among neighbors, as people may suspect each other of being skinwalkers in disguise, or of collaborating with them. This paranoia can lead to social fragmentation, making communities vulnerable to manipulation and control by those who wield the dark magic of the skinwalkers. Rituals and practices surrounding the detection and protection against skinwalkers become central to community life, with shamans and elders leading efforts to safeguard their people from these hidden threats. Protective measures and counter-rituals. In response to the threat posed by skinwalkers, many communities have developed protective measures and counter-rituals aimed at warding off their influence. These can include the use of sacred herbs, talismans, and protective symbols that are believed to repel dark magic. Ceremonial dances and chants are performed to invoke the protection of benevolent spirits, and to create a barrier against the malevolent forces of the skinwalkers. Some traditions involve the use of mirrors or reflective surfaces, based on the belief that skinwalkers cannot withstand their own reflection, making it a powerful tool for detection and defense. Additionally, communities may establish watch systems, where members take turns keeping vigil during times when skinwalker activity is believed to be at its peak. The eternal struggle between good and evil. The existence of skinwalkers represents an ongoing struggle between the forces of good and evil within the cultural and spiritual landscapes of the communities that believe in them. These shapeshifters embody the darkest aspects of human fear and the unknown, serving as cautionary tales about the dangers of succumbing to malevolent desires and the corruption of traditional values. The battle against skinwalkers is not just a physical confrontation, but a spiritual and moral one, challenging individuals and communities to uphold their values, protect their loved ones, and preserve the sanctity of their cultural heritage against the encroaching darkness. Modern-day implications and the persistence of lore. In the modern age, the lore of skinwalkers persists, adapting to contemporary contexts while retaining its core elements of fear and mystery. Urban legends and media portrayals have further cemented their place in popular culture, sometimes blurring the lines between traditional beliefs and fictional embellishments. Despite advancements in technology and shifts in societal structures, the underlying fears that skinwalkers represent, loss of control, invasion of privacy, and the presence of unseen evils, remain relevant. This enduring relevance ensures that skinwalkers continue to be a potent symbol of the unknown and the feared, a testament to the power of folklore in shaping human consciousness and cultural identity. The enduring mystery of skinwalkers. The enigmatic presence of skinwalkers, their dark rituals, and the malevolent practices they engage in create a tapestry of fear and fascination that continues to captivate and terrify. Their ability to transform, gather in secret, and perform corrupted rituals paints a picture of beings that are both powerful and profoundly evil. The detailed accounts of their ceremonies, the heinous acts they commit, and the signs that signal their presence contribute to a rich and terrifying mythology. As long as these stories are told and believed, the shadow of the skinwalkers will loom large, a reminder of the thin line between the known and the unknown, and the eternal human struggle against the forces that seek to disrupt and destroy. Skinwalkers, the malevolent shapeshifters of Navajo legend, are shrouded in mystery and terror. Known for their eerie presence, these sinister beings are said to make unsettling noises outside homes, creating a chilling atmosphere that leaves residents on edge. Imagine the haunting sounds echoing through the stillness of the night, the rhythmic banging on windows, the scratching of claws on roofs, and the relentless knocking on walls. Each sound sends shivers down the spine, a stark reminder that something otherworldly is lurking just beyond the threshold. Some accounts describe skinwalkers as audacious creatures that peer through windows, their eyes gleaming with a predatory hunger as they watch their prey. Their gaze is said to be unnerving, a mix of animalistic instinct and human malice, leaving those who encounter them feeling exposed and vulnerable. There are chilling reports of skinwalkers appearing suddenly in front of vehicles, their swift movements causing drivers to swerve and lose control, leading to horrific accidents. The shock of seeing such an entity manifest in an instant is enough to leave witnesses trembling and questioning their sanity. Legends state that skinwalkers can control the most fearsome nocturnal creatures, like wolves and owls, commanding them as loyal minions to execute their dark will. These creatures, under the skinwalkers' influence, become agents of terror, their natural instincts twisted to serve a malevolent purpose. The howls of wolves echoing through the night take on a sinister resonance, as if they are carrying out the bidding of their nefarious master. Owls, once symbols of wisdom and watchfulness, are transformed into harbingers of doom, their silent flight carrying ominous messages of impending danger. Moreover, some skinwalkers are rumored to possess the horrifying ability to summon spirits of the dead, reanimating corpses to instill fear and chaos among their enemies. Imagine the dread of witnessing a long-deceased relative rise from their grave, animated by the dark magic of a skinwalker, their lifeless eyes now glimmering with a grotesque semblance of life. This manipulation of death itself strikes at the core of the Navajo belief system, as it not only threatens the physical realm, but also disrupts the sacred balance between life and death. The pervasive fear of skinwalkers has instilled a deep-seated trepidation within the Navajo community. Many refuse to venture out alone at night, paralyzed by the thought of encountering these supernatural entities that are said to lurk in the shadows. The night becomes a time of heightened awareness, where every rustle in the bushes, every whisper of the wind, is met with a mixture of dread and vigilance. Parents instill caution in their children, teaching them the stories of skinwalkers, ensuring that the fear of the unknown is woven into their understanding of the world. The abilities attributed to skinwalkers are astonishing and defy the laws of nature. They are said to run faster than cars, their speed unmatched by any earthly creature. The image of a skinwalker racing alongside a speeding vehicle, its form shifting and blending with the night, creates a visceral sense of fear. Those who have encountered these beings describe them as a disturbing amalgamation of human and animal traits, evoking a primal terror that transcends logical reasoning. Their form is neither fully human nor entirely animal, existing in a liminal space that challenges the very essence of identity. Witnesses report that skinwalkers can leap from high cliffs with a grace that belies their grotesque appearance, landing with a quiet thud that echoes in the stillness. The tracks they leave behind are said to be much larger than those of any known animal, further fueling the mysteries surrounding their existence. Footprints that are impossibly large and oddly shaped serve as a reminder of their uncanny abilities, leaving behind an unmistakable mark of their passage through the world. The stories of skinwalkers have transcended mere folklore, evolving into cautionary tales that echo through generations. Elders recount their encounters with a mix of reverence and fear, each story serving as a reminder of the fragility of the boundary between the natural and supernatural worlds. Around campfires, families share these tales, their voices hushed as they recount experiences that blur the lines between reality and myth. The flickering flames cast dancing shadows, as if the very essence of the skinwalkers lurks just beyond the light, waiting to claim its next victim. For many, the fear of skinwalkers is not only rooted in the tales of their malevolence, but also in the cultural significance of these beings. In Navajo tradition, the concept of skinwalkers challenges the understanding of morality and the consequences of one's actions. The tales serve as a stark warning against straying from the path of righteousness, reminding individuals that the misuse of power can lead to one's downfall. In a society that places great emphasis on harmony and respect for nature, the existence of skinwalkers embodies the antithesis of these values, a reflection of the darkness that can arise when the balance is disturbed. As the sun sets and darkness envelops the land, the stories of skinwalkers become more than just chilling narratives. They transform into a cultural phenomenon that embodies the fears and beliefs of the Navajo people. The fear of encountering a skinwalker extends beyond personal safety. It encapsulates a deep-seated anxiety about the fragility of the community and the potential for malevolence to disrupt the bonds that hold it together. This fear manifests in various ways, from the rituals performed to ward off evil spirits to the strict adherence to cultural traditions that emphasize the importance of living in harmony with the world. In modern times, the fascination with skinwalkers has surged, drawing attention from those outside the Navajo community. Their stories have become a staple in popular culture, featured in movies, books, and documentaries, often stripped of their cultural context and reduced to mere entertainment. This commodification raises important questions about the appropriation of indigenous narratives and the responsibility of outsiders to engage with these stories respectfully. While the allure of skinwalkers captivates the imagination, it is essential to recognize the cultural significance they hold for the Navajo people and the impact of their portrayal in media. In recent years, some individuals have sought to explore the possibility of skinwalkers as a reflection of deeper psychological fears or societal anxieties. Discussions about the nature of evil and the manifestation of darkness within individuals often draw parallels to the skinwalker legend. The notion that anyone could harbor the potential for malevolence, regardless of their outward appearance, resonates with the narratives surrounding skinwalkers. This exploration invites a deeper understanding of the human psyche and the factors that contribute to the emergence of evil within communities. Yet, for the Navajo people, the stories of skinwalkers remain a profound aspect of their cultural heritage. The legends serve as a reminder of the importance of community, respect for nature, and the consequences of straying from traditional values. In this context, skinwalkers are not merely figments of imagination, but rather embodiments of real fears, serving as a lens through which to examine the complexities of existence and the balance between good and evil. As the night deepens and the stars twinkle in the sky, the stories of skinwalkers continue to haunt the hearts and minds of those who know them. The whispers of their presence linger in the air, a reminder of the unseen forces that shape our reality. For the Navajo people, these legends are more than just tales of horror. They are woven into the fabric of their identity, reflecting the rich tapestry of their culture and the enduring power of storytelling. In the quiet moments of solitude, as the wind rustles through the trees and shadows dance in the moonlight, the legacy of skinwalkers endures, a testament to the deep connection between folklore and the human experience, where fear, respect, and reverence intertwine in an eternal dance. The enigma of the skinwalkers, tales from the shadows. In the vast expanse of the American Southwest, amidst the rugged terrains and the whispering winds that weave through the mesas and mountaintops, lies a tapestry of legends as old as the land itself. Among these tales, few are as chilling and enigmatic as those of the skinwalkers. These beings, shrouded in mystery and fear, occupy a unique place in Navajo folklore, embodying the darkest aspects of human nature and the supernatural. The duality of appearance. Skinwalkers are not mere figments of imagination. They are beings that straddle the line between the human and the monstrous. Witnesses have reported seeing skinwalkers in a myriad of forms, each more terrifying than the last. In some instances, these creatures are cloaked in tattered, decaying garments that flutter ominously in the desert winds, their once human features distorted by malevolent magic. These ragged clothes seem to symbolize their fall from humanity, a visual representation of their descent into darkness. In stark contrast, other sightings described skinwalkers as entirely nude, their forms barely holding on to their human semblance. These encounters are particularly unsettling, as the absence of clothing exposes their grotesque features, elongated limbs, twisted faces, and eyes that burn with an unnatural light. The remnants of their humanity are barely discernible, hinting at the profound transformation they have undergone. This duality in their appearance not only heightens the fear they inspire, but also underscores the profound loss of identity and humanity that skinwalkers represent. Motivations rooted in malice. The motivations driving skinwalkers are as varied as their appearances, yet they are united by a common thread of malice. Greed, jealousy, and revenge are among the primary reasons these creatures turn to violence. Each skinwalker carries with it a personal vendetta, or a deep-seated desire that propels it to commit heinous acts. This malevolent drive is not random, but serves a purpose within their dark existence. Greed can manifest in skinwalkers seeking wealth or power beyond human comprehension, leading them to exploit and harm others to satiate their insatiable desires. Jealousy, on the other hand, may drive them to destroy those they envy, whether it be for social standing, relationships, or perceived superiority. Revenge is perhaps the most personal of motivations, where a skinwalker targets individuals or families that have wronged them in ways both real and imagined. Regardless of the specific impetus, the underlying malice ensures that their actions are deliberate and calculated, making them formidable adversaries. Grave robbing and dark magic, one of the more sinister aspects of skinwalker lore, is their association with grave robbing. These creatures are often depicted as scavengers of death, searching for items that can enhance their dark magic. Graves become targets not just for the tangible items buried with the deceased, but also for the spiritual energy that lies within. By disturbing the sanctity of these resting places, skinwalkers tap into forces beyond the mortal realm, strengthening their own supernatural abilities. This practice is deeply taboo within Navajo culture, where respect for the dead and the spiritual world is paramount. The desecration of graves by skinwalkers is seen as a profound violation, one that disrupts the natural order and brings chaos into the living world. The stolen items and the dark magic they cultivate are believed to sustain the skinwalkers, allowing them to maintain their existence and continue their malevolent activities. Survival through killing, a vicious cycle. For skinwalkers, killing is not merely an act of malice, but a necessity for survival. These creatures feed off the life force of their victims, drawing sustenance from the very essence of life itself. This parasitic relationship creates a vicious cycle where skinwalkers must perpetually hunt and kill to sustain their unnatural existence. Each life taken fuels their dark powers, making them even more formidable and difficult to eradicate. The idea of feeding off life force ties skinwalkers to a broader tradition of vampiric folklore, where the consumption of life essence is a means of sustaining immortality or power. However, skinwalkers differ in that their motivations are rooted in malice, rather than mere survival, adding a layer of intentional cruelty to their existence. Encounters with skinwalkers are not confined to remote wilderness areas. They have been reported along desolate roads and highways that traverse the vast landscapes. Many have shared harrowing stories of seeing mysterious creatures running alongside their vehicles at breakneck speeds. These skinwalkers, with their unnatural agility and speed, can keep pace with moving vehicles, a feat that defies human capabilities. These encounters are often fleeting, with the creatures disappearing into the wilderness as quickly as they appeared. Some witnesses describe hearing the eerie sound of skinwalkers banging on their car hoods before vanishing into the night. The sheer speed and elusiveness of these beings leave a lasting impression, fostering a sense of vulnerability and fear among travelers. These stories serve as modern-day warnings, cautioning drivers to remain vigilant when traversing isolated areas where skinwalkers may lurk. Beyond the roads, skinwalkers are also reported to be seen from vantage points such as mountaintops and mesas. These sightings often involve glowing humanoid figures that watch observers with eyes burning with an unnatural light. The luminescence emanating from these beings adds an otherworldly quality to their presence, making them appear as spectral guardians, or omens of impending doom. The locations of these sightings, high elevations that overlook vast expanses, symbolize the omnipresence and omnipotence of skinwalkers within the natural world. From these heights they survey the land, their glowing eyes ever watchful for opportunities to strike. The contrast between their luminous appearance and the dark intent behind their gaze creates a haunting image that lingers in the minds of those who witness it. Witchcraft plays a significant role in the lore of skinwalkers, intertwining with Navajo cultural values and beliefs. While witchcraft itself is a part of Navajo tradition, it is strictly regulated and often condemned within the community. The practice of witchcraft, especially in the form associated with skinwalkers, is seen as a perversion of traditional values, a corruption that brings harm and discord. Skinwalkers are often associated with a specific form of witchcraft that deviates from the community's traditional practices. This dark magic is believed to be the source of their supernatural abilities, enabling them to transform, manipulate, and sustain their malevolent existence. The community's efforts to combat the influence of skinwalkers involve a combination of traditional rituals, spiritual practices, and collective vigilance aimed at preserving the sanctity of their cultural heritage. The fear of skinwalkers extends beyond individual encounters, impacting the broader community and shaping social behaviors. The presence of such malevolent beings instills a sense of caution and respect for the unseen forces that may dwell within the land. Stories of skinwalkers are often shared as cautionary tales, reinforcing societal norms and deterring individuals from straying too far into isolated areas where these creatures might be found. The Navajo community takes great care to protect its members from the influence of skinwalkers. Traditional healers and spiritual leaders play a crucial role in identifying and combating these threats, utilizing rituals and ceremonies designed to cleanse spaces and individuals of dark influences. The community's collective efforts to resist and overcome the presence of skinwalkers reflect a deep-seated resilience and a commitment to preserving their cultural identity against forces that seek to undermine it.